Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, offering seasonal nonstop service to Denver. Outdoor concerts, hiking, and more activities in the Mile High City are one flight away on Frontier Airlines. Close, convenient, Sierra. More at CIRA.com.
Normal Mayor Chris Coos now faces a second re-election challenge from a member of the town council. It's one of the things you need to know to start your day. Tuesday, July 30th. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with the third candidate to announce a run for mayor of Normal, who says she agrees with five-term incumbent Mayor Coos on 80 to 90% of the issues. But as WGLT's Charlie Schlenker reports, council member and now mayoral candidate Kathleen Lorenz says there are differences.
Town Council member Kathleen Lorenz says she would promote engagement with businesses and residents and foster a strong spirit of collaboration with community partners in ways that are not being done. She says one example of that is the process to make appointments to boards and commissions.
I would like to have a more open process, a better articulated process of how this happens and the rubric around which people are selected and applications are evaluated.
Such appointments are one of the few unique powers of the mayor in Normal, who presides but is just one vote on the council. Lorenz also distinguishes herself from Chris Coos in other ways.
It also may be just a difference in leadership styles. I think my style is more collaborative and more learning-based.
Lorenz acknowledged Mayor Coos has a lot of experience.
But I also think, and we can look to a lot of other examples including in our country, where at some point there is a time and a moment to pass the baton.
Lorenz said, quote, "There is benefit in passing the baton while you are still able to share your thoughts to your successor and be a part of some of those final fruitions of plans that maybe have not totally come to fruition yet," unquote. The third candidate in the race is Councilmember Kimberly Harris. The municipal elections are April 1st. For The Leadoff, I'm Charlie Schlenker.
Here are some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. $50,000 in federal grant money is headed toward a public art project in the town of Normal. The National Endowment for the Arts will fund the design and installation of a mural within the tunnel of the new Uptown Connector underpass. The federal government is letting Illinois cover more non-traditional health care services through Medicaid. That will include coverage of things like short-term rental assistance and, for the first time, nutrition counseling and meal delivery. And Central Illinois Congressman Eric Sorensen has heavily outraised and outspent his Republican challenger, Joe McGraw, in his re-election bid. The Cook Political Report rates that district as leaning Democrat. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. It can be hard for youth who struggle with reading to build confidence, and libraries have been deploying Man's Best Friend to assist. WGLT's Melissa Ellen attended a recent Tales for Tales session at Bloomington Public Library, where youth are invited to read out loud to therapy dogs.
She's going to have some hair on you.
Yeah. Brittany Broker says she started taking her daughter to Tales for Tales because she was having some trouble in school. After just one Bloomington Public Library session, Broker says her daughter is more proactive about her reading.
She's excited about coming to the library. She's excited about reading. She actually will practice reading at home because she wants to be prepared for when she's reading to the dog. She really enjoys the attention she gets to give them.
Broker says she can see her daughter becoming a more confident reader as a result.
So this was a really nice way for her to start reading to somebody who made her feel safe at the same time, to build some of those reading skills and that confidence.
Bloomington Public Library isn't the only place that offers this reading service in the community. Public libraries in Carlock and Towanda both have free programs for youth to read to dogs as well. Piper Arrington is the program director at Towanda Library. She's been running its Reading with Dogs program for just under 2 years, though it's been around for longer. Arrington says it's a less intimidating way to read.
Because they're not necessarily reading to a person that's going to say, oh, you mispronounced that, or you missed a word there, or this is how you do this. When they're reading to the therapy dogs, it's really just about them getting the rhythm of reading without being interrupted. And they love the dogs. They almost always have one hand on the book, one hand on the dog.
Bloomington has been running Tales for roughly a dozen years. Bloomington Children's librarian Alex Bell says it was designed with reluctant readers in mind, but anyone grades K through 5 can attend. Siblings with little reading ability will come, so she includes coloring sheets. Bell also uses these to distract kids when they need to leave.
Because often it's hard to kind of tear them away from the dogs, and so I want to be able to have something to smooth the transition.
Each youth or family gets 15 minutes with a dog to read and interact. Bell has to keep things on a tight schedule for the hour-long program so everyone gets a chance to participate. As is, slots are almost always filled. Several of the folks who attended last week's Tales for Tales session had gotten in last minute from off the wait list. That includes Brittany Broker and her daughter. The Reading with Dogs program also gets repeat patrons. At Towanda Library, Program Director Piper Arrington says children often get to know the dogs well.
They have a favorite that they'll go to every time when they see him when they run in.
Arrington says the youth get to talk with the dog owners, providing important social interactions.
What'd you eat for lunch?
Carol Danker is the owner and handler for Bubba. Danker says she's been participating in the program since its inception. She says therapy dogs help a great deal in these spaces. She takes Bubba all over Bloomington Normal to nursing homes and schools. Danker says dogs like Bubba can give a mental health boost.
Say a person is having a really bad day, all right? They come in and they see Bubba, they immediately just light up. And that's really cool that they're able to open up.
Libraries run the program year-round, so the chapter never ends.
You can choose another book from up there if you want to read it or want to read it with a book.
Yes.
You can bring any book from there.
I want to stay with her for a long time.
I'm Melissa Ellen.
Bloomington Public Library's Tales for Tales program resumes in September.
Support for WGLT mental health coverage comes from Report for America and Chestnut Health Systems, caring for the community's physical and mental health and celebrating 50 years of service.
And before we let you go, the Connect Transit Board meets today at 4:30 at the Wiley Drive location. On the agenda is an update from the McLean County Regional Planning Commission on housing. And that's it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. The show is produced by Rosalie Truback. You can subscribe to the Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.